Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate person. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing fantastic and having a fantastic day.
Not a
David,
prophet? Not a
what's up?
prophet anymore?
Oh yeah, sorry, prophet. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm still a prophet, man. How are you, David? What's up?
How are you doing?
Uh, what, me? I just asked you, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. Thank you very, very much. Yeah.
I'm looking for this because you wanted to talk about some stuff with women in Islam. I had this. I'm looking for it. It was from an ex prostitute who sent me a letter a long time ago,
Mm.
and she was talking about how her main clientele in her area were Muslim men, and they would have her recite something. She didn't know what she was reciting. They would have her recite something in Arabic. They would just say, "Repeat after me." But she was basically marrying them for while they were having sex and so on.
Jeez, where was that?
If I recall correctly, this is from years ago. This is back when it was on when I was blogging. That's why I'm on my old blog looking for it. But yeah, I think if I recall correctly, it was Australia.
Oh, well, yeah, fantastic, man. I don't even know. Well, very related to what we want to talk about, to several things we want to talk about, including the whole Andrew Tate thing that is going on right now, which blows my mind, I want to say, but also kind of doesn't. It's also quite unsurprising on many levels. We talked about Andrew Tate last time. Since then, a lot of stuff happened. I don't know,
Mhm.
when we were live, was he already arrested for? I think that didn't happen yet. But
No, I don't think that happened yet.
yeah. So yeah. Meanwhile, he was arrested for different charges, including human trafficking, rape, holding people against their consent, exploiting them, and so on. And meanwhile, a lot of the people who are fans of Andrew Tate, including some Islamists, are still saying, "Oh no, he's totally cool, totally a cool guy. He's just being persecuted by the Matrix," which is a movie.
Yeah, they keep saying he predicted it. He predicted that the Matrix was going to come and arrest him. And if you see these things, they go, uh, they started saying this when he got canceled. Three things. First, they're going to cancel me. Then they're going to arrest me, and then third, of course, they're going to kill him. But he said they're going to arrest him, and they say, you see, he predicted that the Matrix is going to arrest him. It's like, wait, he's known for years that he was being investigated
Yeah.
in the UK for rape and sex trafficking and abusing women, and then he knows the same thing's been going on in Romania. He knows they're investigating him and so on, and he probably has a pretty good idea of what he's done, who's speaking out against him, what kind of evidence they have, what kind of evidence they're going to be able to produce in court, and so on. Because they've also been doing things like wiretapping and stuff like that. He might not have known about that, but the idea is, notice, any criminal who knows he's done some stuff, knows there's evidence out there, and knows he's being investigated. Any criminal in the world could say, guys, I have a secret message. The Matrix is coming to get me. because of my empowering message to young men.
Yeah, of course.
The Matrix is. I mean, just think about how stupid this is, right? Like, I go around telling guys to bone girls and get Bugattis.
Yeah.
The system is out to. It's like, what? That's like every.
I know he repeats things that I have read for
like every music video I turn on is some some chick shaking it in your face, and this guy with Cristal or whatever, and
I still have no idea what people are talking about when they say that he has these great ideas and people are he's being silenced and all of that. I still do not understand what people are actually talking about. I mean, give me an example. I've heard the same things that he says forever on the internet from various people who are just as maybe not just as, but similarly I don't know, disgusting, if I want to say that. I mean, he's I think more reprehensible than anything we have seen so far. But nothing that he says is actually new
Right.
or some
It's not.
secret that people want to hide or suppress or anything like that. He just appeals to people who want to feel bad about themselves and tells them, "Hey, you don't have to feel bad. You can just become a hustler like me and also make use of the system and scam people and go after the young ladies and then get yourself a Bugatti," which will never happen, but at least I
Mhm.
told you that it could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at he's really just he's like a combination. Like there is like he's taken some basic self-help stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Basic stuff that you could get from any self-help guru. Hey, work hard. Make sure you get up and get to work and don't goof off all day playing video games. So he's saying stuff like that. But then it's mixed together with all this some of it is the only ideas that actually seem interesting that he says is actually things that he stole from his dad. I
Yeah.
went to his dad's page where his dad was posting stuff before he died, and you could find like the same exact ideas coming from Andrew being presented as his brilliance. Well, his dad actually was insanely brilliant. So he took a bunch of those ideas and mixed them together with a bunch of other stuff that he's just looking at what's popular right now. If you got a bunch of guys feel like, I'm worried about the feminists and I'm worried about this and stuff, then you can step in there and be their comfort in these trying times. But I mean, when I think, well, I'm not really interested in Andrew Tate. I mean, it seems like if he's done the stuff he's done, he's going to be in trouble. I'm really just interested in how this relates to Islam and how this is really showing a lot of true colors. And I'm always interested in people who are getting away with manipulating massive numbers of people
Mhm.
when it seems to any like outsider like this is obvious. Like how obvious could he make it? I mean, when he talks about his early days in his webcam business, he's just saying, hey, I was almost broke after fighting. I wasn't making enough money fighting, and so I got into this system. And he talks about having to control the women because he says, at first they'll need you. He goes, but after a very short time, they could have their own client list of guys they interact with online. They wouldn't need you. So you have to keep them convinced that they need you and so on. And
Mhm.
so, but notice he talks about getting the girls to fall in love with him, inviting them to come out and live with him, which they think is a relationship. They go out there for a relationship, has some good times, wines them, dines them, all that, and then sits them down to become invites them to become one of his webcam girls. But he would say he would have a woman pitching the idea, one of the
Mhm.
other women. He's talking about how important it is to have a woman presenting it because they'll listen to the woman, but the woman is just programmed to say exactly what he's told her to say about how great it is being one of his webcam girls. And so he tells them all that, gets them to become his webcam girls. He takes their passports. He makes sure all of their accounts are in his name, so they can't even leave. And he has armed guards with holding guns around at all time. And not sure how much so that's all stuff that he's claimed. Not sure how much physical abuse is just him making stuff up and exaggerating, or how much is real. But he's talked about, choking them and so on, and that's some of what he's been accused of.
He also
Um,
makes them have Tate tattoos on their
yeah,
bodies.
yeah, owned by Tate or just Tate and so on. And so I saw a video where he was saying that apart from the girls going out and having sex with other guys, he says, I don't want that. I want my girls having sex with me and no one else. He says, apart from that, he said, it's exactly the same as street pimping, what he does. And so it's he's talking about that. But notice, here's the point. Not according to me, not according to you, according to Andrew Tate himself, all those girls are getting scammed by him. I mean,
Mhm.
he was bragging in his tutorials about manipulating these girls, convincing them that they're getting 50% when they're only getting 30%. He lies to them and says that he's taking out taxes when he's telling his followers he's not paying any taxes because he has it converted into Bitcoin, which is also taxable, but he's hiding it and so on. So it's like scam after scam. So he's scamming the government, keeping, by not reporting his income. He's scamming the women, making them think that they're in it for a relationship when he's just grooming them to become his webcam girls. And he's scamming the guys who are watching them, because he said that him and his brother are the ones texting these lovey messages from the girls that are actually from him and his brother. And teaching the girls how to make up these stories about how they're in trouble and their family's in trouble and their cousin needs surgery and this and that, to get more money out of these guys. So notice, the girls are getting scammed, the governments are getting scammed, the guys are getting scammed. This guy's bragging that everything he's earned is from a scam. And then he comes to his online follower and says, and now I'm going to help you guys. It's like, how stupid could you possibly be that a guy who has built his entire wealth and got all of his Bugattis based on scams, and then he tells you, and I'm here to help you, and you go, great, oh great, now I get my Bugatti too if I just do what the Tater does. And it's like, that's something that I'm interested in, because if I were sitting back, if I didn't know, like, if I hadn't seen this, stuff like that actually work, if we were in some sort of world that wasn't completely idiotic and insane, and you said, that's my plan, I'm just going to scam and scam and scam and scam and scam, and I'm going to go online and tell everyone they're going to pay me, so I can teach them how to scam, I'd be like, no, they're gonna think that's a scam too, and they're not gonna trust it, and they just instantly fall for it, and so on. So
and the integral part of that is that he also admits in the middle of all of that, not just that he uses those girls, but I mean the integral part of that whole scam is that he says that he scams those desperate, horny men who call these girls, and basically makes the women lie to them, tell them sob stories, and he himself actually sits down, pretends to be those women just to take the money from those desperate callers. And then he creates a community where he tries to appeal to desperate men at home and give them a better life. And that is his new business. I don't understand. I mean, can't you put that together?
Yeah. And it's amazing. It's amazing then that, I mean, he says in his videos, I mean, he brags about stuff that is indisputably fraud. If you say you're getting paid, but then you have it set up to everything that goes into Bitcoin, Bitcoin is still taxable income. It's just not, it's not reported. You have to report that yourself. Now that you've bragged about it and the government knows, now they're going to look into it and see what you've been putting into Bitcoin. But notice that's fraud. The telling the women that they're earning 50% when they're actually earning 30%, and telling them that it's because you're paying taxes when you're not even paying taxes, that's fraud. So he's acknowledging that he's just scamming everyone, and he's been talking about this for years. And then all the stuff that he's been saying he's doing, keeping these women so that they can't leave, assaulting the women and so on. Then some women come forward and say, yep, all that stuff he said he's been doing. And then Tate's fans, it's the Matrix. It's the Matrix coming after. It's like, wait a minute. What's the more obvious explanation here? Tate has been doing all this illegal stuff and bragging about it for years, telling his followers that the Romanian authorities are corrupt and that he could just pay them all off and get away with all this illegal stuff that he's doing. He's talked about having multiple passports so they can't track his whereabouts. He keeps talking about putting the money into Bitcoin so he can avoid taxes. He talks about scamming the girls. He's doing things that are against the law, bragging about them, and there are tons of witnesses now. And then, so what's the most obvious explanation? That he committed crimes, he admitted to the crimes, he bragged about the crimes, they have a ton of evidence, they have a ton of victims willing to testify against him, and now they're finally taking him to court. What's the more obvious explanation? That he did the stuff he said he did and that other people said he did? Or the Matrix is coming after him?
Obvious answer, it's the Matrix.
Obviously, It's got to be, right? That's what his fans say. That's what I mean. Like, isn't this is like interesting. You have to study this stuff in order to figure out how to counteract it, because if people are this stupid, then they're going to fall for something. So you have to figure out how to people, psychologists who study like manipulation and so on, they talk about this. They say that people have become soft targets, and you have to actually show people how to become hard targets, because if you're a soft target, you're basically a manipulator is going to find you and use you. So how do you train that person to become a hard target so that when the manipulator shows up to manipulate, the person doesn't fall for it. Because I mean, if people are really this stupid, I mean, it's a lot of, I mean, the world's kind of doomed. You know what I mean?
People are dumb, man. Look, I want to show some footage of him actually telling these things. And we can talk forever, but people should just hear it from him to see that we are not just making this stuff up. So here's a video in which he explains corruption, apparently.
So, I mean, I'm okay for money, of course, but then Corona came and shut me all down because they've closed everything. Romania's, I probably shouldn't say this on the internet, but I'm going to. Romania's completely corrupt from head.
I mean, he's such an idiot. He says he probably shouldn't be saying this, but then he just explains immediately something that will get him in huge trouble. And listen,
I mean, like a lot of trouble, because guess what? As soon as he goes to court, unless he strikes some deal before he goes to court, if he actually goes to court, they're going to play that clip in court and say, "Hey, is this what you think of Romanian justice system?"
Thank you, Andrew Tate. Thank you for being such an idiot.
Yeah, we have a bunch of witnesses, but we're not going to need any of them. We're just going to play a bunch of Andrew Tate clips throughout this trial. And like, how stupid.
Listen to this.
Head to toe, right? So when Corona completely corrupt from head to toe, say this on the internet, but I'm going to. Romania's completely corrupt from head to toe, right? So when Corona came, through fighting and through these things, I have a very, very extensive network in Romania. I like to make this very clear. One of the reasons I love living there so much is because I'm at the very top echelon of society. If I need to speak to the prime minister, I can make that happen, right? I can't do that in the West, yeah? So we went and met with some members of parliament, and they're like, well, it's not us, it's European Union directed all of this COVID lockdown garbage. They knew COVID was a scam. They knew it. Everyone knew it. European Union told us to. They gave us billions in relief funds, bribes to listen. So we can't really open them. You can open them if you don't put the outside lights on and you just like on the sly. So I did a deal with them to open them on the sly and pay bribes. So I was open for like the first month with bribes.
He's openly admitting here that he continued his business illegally through corruption by paying bribes.
And notice that the only possible defense he can bring up in court is, "I was lying."
What an idiot. Man.
Like, the only thing he can say, like all this stuff that they can bring up from his videos. You said this, you said this, you said this, you said this. I mean, you said who knows how many times, but they'll have it about how you're always finding ways to control women and keep them from leaving and stuff and coercing them and blah, blah, blah. That's all these are crimes you're talking about. So
he just confessed. He confesses
his only possible defense is, "I was just lying in all of those videos." Well, wait a minute. Now you're in court and you're saying you were just lying. So you're admitting that you're a liar, but you're lying about all the stuff you confessed about. And that's what I mean. This dude sounds like he's in trouble, unless the system is as corrupt as he says. And Romanian police are, they've been getting better apparently in recent years, but they are supposedly corrupt. But yeah, I mean, he's talking about, giving them money and so on. So his only hope is to either get the court to believe that he's such a big liar that you can't trust anything he's been saying about what he's been doing for years, and hope that there's no evidence, or that the courts are actually corrupt and he can just give everyone a Bugatti, which they've already seized his stuff. So I don't know how this is going to work, but maybe
somebody made a comment that I see very often. Apparently people love this guy so much and they follow him around everywhere, but they still do not know how to keep up with actual news. Ron Bernardi said Tate is free. Turns out the claims made were false. No, he's not free. He is in detention and he will be kept there for 30 days, according to the initial report from the Romanian authorities. And it might be extended because there is a lot of stuff. There are very heavy charges. He's not free. That was from the last time, which was half a year ago.
Yeah. Notice everyone did that and they did it like right after he got locked up. They start sharing a clip of him on Tucker Carlson from early last year. And then they were sharing they were just sharing like various clips of him after previous instances where he escaped trouble and stuff or got out. And they would share that and say, "You see, he's out." And then no matter how many times it's corrected, they just roll with it. It's fascinating is what I find.
The police chief would come. He wants some. Then the police chief would call his mate, who's the fucking, I don't know, fire inspector, some jackass. He'd come. Then the alcohol licensing man would come. It was just like everyone's go on the phone like, hey, this casino's still open. They'll pay you to go away. So before you know it, every 5 minutes, someone's in the door for money. And we weren't making money, so we had to close down. So we've been closed until we're still closed to this day. We're still waiting to be reopened.
I mean, he openly even names titles, people in question, and says specifically for what and when he actually participated willingly and offered bribery, and that he benefited from corruption. This is a confession of guilt here on camera. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to get anything else out of him here.
And it's an implication for all these other people, because I mean, keep in mind what you just said, right? I mean, he's naming like chief of police, this guy, that guy, and so it's okay. Who was the chief of police at that time in that area where he had this casino, and call him in. And guess what? You know, either that chief of police was doing that stuff, or he's making it up, but lying about the chief of police. Either way, this guy's.
I want to get into a little bit more because there's just so much good stuff here. Yes. But I marked a few things here.
She makes money when she's on the platform. Yes. She makes fans when she's on the platform. Yes. But then, if you have super fans that have her WhatsApp or have her Skype or follow her on Twitter or on her Instagram, you can interact with them 24 hours a day. Even if she doesn't want to work or she's asleep, you can send out a tweet. You can do the WhatsApp. You can do the Skype. You can generate money. So with my old Skype list for my girl, like I said, I used to go through there and say, I'm having my nails done today, or I'm having my hair done today. Anyone who sends me the money for my hair, I'll send exclusive pictures to. And then I'd say like it was $100 for the hair. 5 guys would send $100, so I get $500. She'd do her hair, and they'd all get the same picture, thinking it was exclusive. $500 before we start work.
See, here he openly explains how his business model works, where he uses women. The woman is not even there; she's probably sleeping, but she just regularly sends selfies and stuff like that. And Andrew Tate here, as a hardworking guy, sits down and communicates with those paying men at home, and pretends to be that woman while swindling them out of money, and openly and clearly lying to them and saying, hey, I need to get my nails done and my hair done. And he says that to multiple people, getting money in return from most of them. He's openly showing you here that he is a liar, a scammer, that he scams people in his business, and he's proud of this. And this is what you're proud of. This is what you're happy with.
We're proud of that. But can you imagine being one of the guys who was watching his webcam girls from back in the day, getting messages that you thought were from this webcam girl, and she's sending you pictures, and now you find out it was actually Andrew Tate sending you this message about how hot you are and how you want to.
Yeah, it is even weirder that there was another footage which I can't find right now, but in which he explains another situation where they have this webcam business, and he has live people watching a woman and interacting with that woman who is like, dressed or undressed, whatever. And the woman doesn't actually do anything. She just sits there and just interacts with the screen and smiles in response to things that the guy at home says. In the back, and she also has a fake keyboard. In the back, it is actually Andrew Tate sitting there and talking through the keyboard with that guy, because he knows very well how to get money out of clients. Now imagine you have this in memory, and you actually interacted with some woman there, and you have good memories of this, and now you find out that was just Andrew Tate in the back chatting with you while you were doing things to yourself.
But I mean, think about this. So this is Andrew Tate admitting how he made his money, and he goes on in one of the videos to say that eventually he hired other guys to do it, and so he's constantly. But when he's starting off, I mean, this champion of Islam and this champion of young entrepreneurs everywhere, the top G, was sitting there chatting with guys, and he's pretending to be a hot webcam model and saying, "Ooh, I'd really like you to have sex with me because you're such a hot guy." And it's freaking Andrew, the top G, is the top G is sitting here trying to turn guys on in chat, trying to make the guys hornier and hornier so they keep sending money. And this is the top G. Guys, notice AP, you don't even need the webcam girls. You just post a hot picture and get guys into fake relationships, and it's you, right? It's like it's David Wood or it's AP. Oh, look how hot I am! Look at my big bosoms. Does any guy want to send me money? And yes, you can find stupid people to do that, but like the idea that this is the champion of young men, and of course the new poster boy for Islam, and the champion of the Taliban and Haqiqatjou and everyone else. My goodness, man, this is hilarious.
That Daniel Haqiqatjou stands up. I just want to show two more things before moving on to Daniel Haqiqatjou, because I think that part is extremely. That part is very significant.
Sorry, I'm looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Quote, I'm touching myself right now. I'm thinking of you and touching. I got no panties on. But it's Andrew Tate, right? or Tristan, one of the Tate brothers.
Yeah. Oh, here's the footage of Tristan, by the way, of Tristan Tate. This is, by the way, important detail. This is still an ongoing business, and they are doing this even after the conversion to Islam. For those who are not aware, even for those Muslims who are not aware, to think, hey, these are just things of the past. These are not things of the past. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about current time. Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate still run businesses, still have a bunch of women at home who do sex stuff for them online, including OnlyFans and webcam businesses and so on. They still have, he still owns casinos. They still do all kinds of things. And they still have a group in which they tell people things like these here. Look, this will be very interesting for the Muslim audience and for Muhammad, maybe.
Nobody covers this topic. Nobody. But I'm going to talk to you about how to have sex with virgins. Now, the recipe hasn't changed, but the tactics and the implementation has certainly changed. Be their boyfriend for 3 months and be in a nice relationship with them. That is the recipe. I'm sorry, guys. You want to run into a virgin and fuck her the next day? Don't ask me how. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't even think it's possible.
It'd be funny if Andrew jumped in right there and go, I'll show you how. I'm the top G.
Period of time. You then have to take her virginity on the 2nd month anniversary or something along those lines. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. When you run game like me and meet the women who I meet and roll in the circles I meet, you meet beautiful virgins sometimes.
Beautiful. They both have that weird
I'll
accent.
do 2 or 3 virgins a year. No.
I mean, imagine this. Listen to all of this. And I get messages, comments from people saying, like when I say something about Andrew Tate or the Tate brothers, some people are like, hey, no, he actually helps a lot of young people. He actually helps a lot of men.
No,
lots
that's part of the scam.
And here is this guy and his program in which this is part of his paid program. This is what he releases to paying young men who think, oh, top G, and in that program they teach young desperate men to be tough and confident like them and to pick up virgins and have sex with them and then dump them, maybe a few virgins a year, just like because he's a very cool, very achieving, fantastic guy. I mean, this is the kind of help that is apparently so good for young men. This is the depth of the detail of this amazing thing that people are apparently appreciating, that people are defending the Tates for. This is what he teaches them. How in the world? I don't understand one thing. Okay, there are a lot of desperate people out there who genuinely want to learn how to pick up a few virgins a year and have sex with them and dump them. But how in the world are those people who frequently complain about social corruption, who frequently complain about, I don't know, liberalism and modernity and how women have become and this and that, and who want to instill family values, how do those people stand up for the Tate brothers who have nothing to do with family values, who on the contrary advocate for a society where family values do not exist anymore because you just find virgins, make them fall in love with you, have sex with them, and dump them? I don't understand at all. People who create casinos and webcam businesses where they scam people. How in the world do those things come together? I don't understand the hypocrisy of people.
And if you look at I think he goes on to say it here, but the brothers definitely say it. That he says it's not about the sex, because she's a virgin. She don't know what she's doing. So it's not about the quality of the sex. It's making your imprint on her. Right. And so that's what it's the same thing Andrew Tate said, right? Why he likes younger women and not older women, because you get to make your imprint on them and stuff. And so, but notice these guys are like, these are messed up guys, right? Like, I want to go around taking girls' virginity, they may, he says, like, she could even be like 25 or 26 years old. She's been waiting for her one true love. He wants to jump in there, make his imprint, then dump her and move on to the next, to grooming the next virgin and so on.
Oh yeah, there's footage of him saying that, of Andrew Tate saying that a woman who is past the age of, I don't know, 20 something, 21 or so is already used goods, and that's why you should always go for a younger woman who is below that age, because she's new and you can leave your imprint on her, and that makes you great as a man. And this is the guy that people say shares very good things for society. I don't say that.
He's helping young men.
Only young men.
But by the way, that's another important point, because guys, a really bad person is not going to come at you with 100% lies, right? In fact, the more things that you believe that the person actually incorporates, the more dangerous the person is, right? Like someone who comes at you with 100% lies, easy to spot. You're going to catch that person in a lie very quickly. Someone who comes to you with 50% lies, notice 50% lies. Every other thing the person says is going to be a lie. Easy to spot that person. Someone who comes at you with only 10% lies, you will spot that person pretty quick. The most dangerous deceiver is someone who comes at you with 99.9% things you agree with, but that remaining 0.1% is about grooming and raping and abusing women, right? It's like, but he was 99.9% right. Yeah, but the remaining 0.1 of a percent is about beating women and turning them into your online prostitutes. I don't think that other stuff makes up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. People don't seem to understand or appreciate that logic, apparently. I don't know. I don't get it. By the way, Nuriyah is here. Hello. How are you doing?
Hi guys. Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
I was just thinking as you guys were talking, I am definitely used goods by Andrew Tate's top G standards. Fully past my use by date.
Yeah.
Now that he's Muslim, he can make his imprint on a 9-year-old.
Oh,
fair play, exactly. And now that he's Muslim, he won't get shut down because of Islamophobia, so he can just carry on saying whatever the hell he wants.
I wonder why he didn't appeal to that yet. I wonder why he didn't use that card yet to say, "Hey, I'm a Muslim, and I can't believe people are persecuting a Muslim simply for converting to Islam," or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, whoever's running his Twitter account is sort of leaning in that direction with they plan, but Allah's a better planner, and things like that.
Allah is all in support of the guy who runs a webcam business and casinos and has sex with multiple women whom he shows online for money. Allah is all for that. That's what Allah appreciates in a true believer. Definitely.
And even his Muslims, AP, like he went to the major mosque in Dubai or something, and he read Friday prayer Jummah with them. And so people are like, oh, so now do these big Dubai Islamic institutions endorse everything he's doing? And actually, Christian Prince CP had a stream the other day, and he made a really good point. He's like, nobody in the media, in mainstream media, has ever mentioned the fact that he's converted to Islam, which is straight. Why? Why not add that? Just because he's got all of these other shady allegations on him, which he's openly said for the longest time. Like even Dubai inviting him with open arms, they know about his businesses. He flaunts them.
But he's an idiot. We know this. But he is also on camera. Somebody pointed it out. He's also on camera recently, just drinking alcohol, still promoting the whole debauchery that he has built his whole life on. And apparently nobody. So the Muslim side seems to not care, or many of them. To be fair, I have seen quite a few Muslims say, "I don't understand what's going on, brothers and sisters. This guy is still doing a lot of things that we can never accept." But those people are then shut down by others who say, "You are just a victim of the Matrix." And then,
and there were also other Muslims were also shutting them down, saying, "Hey, you know, he's a new believer. You have to give him time."
Are
And
you
that's one of the
kidding me,
things.
man? Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's one of the things that a couple Muslim women were pointing out. So, like, hey, we don't get that leeway. They said as soon as we convert, we are harassed constantly about anything we're doing out of line. And him, I mean, he was literally promoting. I mean, he was literally committing shirk on a daily basis.
He is still doing it right
Twitter,
now.
yeah.
He's still doing it right now after his conversion to Islam. He's still retweeting messages that say, "You are my God." He's still posting stuff that say he's the greatest human alive and all of that.
Isn't that funny though? But you know, he just needs some time to grow. Wait a minute, he didn't learn that he's not God when he converted.
Yeah. He didn't realize that shirk is the biggest sin a Muslim could commit. But it's because he's such a chameleon, right? So he openly says like, oh yeah, when I'm in Dubai, I'm happy to be a Muslim. And when I'm in Romania, I'm happy to be a Christian. Well, mate, if it was that easy, I'd still probably be a Muslim if I could have days off to like, you know, drink cognac and whatever. Sure. Islam just doesn't allow for it. But yeah, he's trying to like play, but he's trying to have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I want to go through one more thing here before we move on to Daniel Haqiqatjou. But I really think this clip was interesting. I forgot the whole content, but let's just see.
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You're making moves, you're making money. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. Like, oh, Tate's away, so they go out with their friends. No. You don't go to the club with your friends. I don't know what kind of bitch-ass dude is letting his chicks go to the club with her friends without him. No, you stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing. Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere.
So this is a clip of him basically admitting that the women who are made his assets for his business are not allowed to leave out to go out at all. That is how he treats his women, and that is, of course, a very honorable Islamic way, of course, since we know Islam also doesn't allow women to leave the home unless it is for a very urgent, very serious case. You always have to be accompanied by your caretaker. In this case, Andrew Tate would be the caretaker of all the many women who are in his home and have sex with him on a regular basis. You are not allowed to have many women at home unmarried, but in Andrew Tate's case, because he's a celebrity, we can make an exception, and I'm sure Allah will also overlook this and just say, hey, you know, we'll forgive him for that. For him, we will make an exception because he's a celebrity. That's what Allah thinks too. Fantastic, right?
Sounds a lot like Muhammad AP. You're making the same exceptions. It's a pretty slope.
Yeah. Well, Andrew Tate is basically like Muhammad, pretty much. So, yeah. We wanted to talk about that whole Daniel Haqiqatjou thing, and you said we should bring up his short video. David.
I don't even remember what he said. I just remembered he was like he gave some really, really stupid points defending Andrew Tate.
Yeah. So let's watch that. So very shocking to me. For context, I don't know if it's very shocking. I'm still undecided on that. But Daniel Haqiqatjou is a very hardcore Islamist who has a lot of problems with other fellow Muslims who are not good enough. Just, you know, for trivial matters, he starts fights with them and blasts them and all of that. And he's just for hardcore Islamic Sharia. But he is now one of the top Muslim voices who are in complete support of Andrew Tate. And he is an adult male who even says free top G, which is very shocking to me. So I want to quickly look at his short video here, and let's see.
Andrew Tate's involvement with pornography is reprehensible, no doubt about it. But I also think that he is innocent of these recent accusations against him. 3 reasons why. Number 1, innocent until proven guilty. That's the basic fundamental.
Pause that. Now, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. One of the main reasons I believe Andrew Tate is innocent is because innocent until proven guilty.
That's not how it works, man.
Yeah. Just because you haven't gone to court yet doesn't mean you're innocent. Right? They haven't tried to prove him. He hasn't gone to court yet. Right? They haven't presented the evidence, so it doesn't mean you're innocent. Notice, following Daniel Haqiqatjou's thinking, if we can call it that right here. Anyone who has not actually been caught and gone to court is innocent. Not innocent until proven guilty. You're just innocent because you haven't been proven guilty. Yeah, that's the court's presumption. That's in the U.S. I'm not sure. I don't know what the situation in Romania is, but yeah, the idea is there's a presumption of innocence until. And notice, even if they can't prove you guilty, that still doesn't mean that you're innocent. It means you haven't been proven guilty, and therefore the courts have to presume, because they would rather let a guilty person walk than accidentally sentence an innocent person.
To be fair, David, this is not the first time that Daniel Haqiqatjou misunderstands very simple principles while walking around as like
he's innocent because innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
I'm just completely look over the fact that he's under investigation and arrested,
and that he's confessed over and over again for years.
Picture this, David. You and I are the two most popular like anti-Islam guys on the internet right now. If you or I were under investigation for human trafficking and rape on multiple occasions, do you think the Muslim community would react with, well, hey guys, innocent until proven guilty, we shouldn't slander these guys? Do you think they would react like that?
No, especially if they had videos of us bragging about it. So what I do is, AP, what I do is I get these girls to fall in love with me, and then they come over, and then I make them my webcam girls, and I take their passports, and I don't let them leave, and I make sure all their accounts are in my name. I lie to them. I tell them they're getting 50%, but they're actually getting 30%, because I tell them I'm paying taxes, but I'm not, because I'm lying to the government, blah, 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 blah. Ha, ha, ha. I'm scamming everybody. And then so the courts say, oh, we got to prosecute this guy, because if anything he just said is true, he's going to jail. And then, yeah, as you pointed out, what would Daniel Haqiqatjou be saying? Well, I believe David Wood and AP are completely innocent, because innocent until proven guilty, even though they confessed. Wow.
It is
Wow.
It's beyond dumb.
Principle not only in secular justice systems but also in Islam. Number two,
apparently he also misunderstands the Islamic system, basically. But whatever.
The Matrix has been trying to silence you.
Oh my days! Wow. AP's gone.
Did everyone's IQ drop with the whole Andrew Tate wave that happened here? What is going on?
Oh, real! You should have given us a disclaimer tonight, AP. This is bad.
This is what I was talking about earlier, AP. Right? It's like, if you told me there's going to be a guy and he's going to spend years confessing to all the people he's been scamming, he's just going to brag about scamming women, scamming dudes, scamming the government, scamming everyone. And then when they start actually coming after, then the government actually starts coming after him and witnesses are coming forward. Then he's just going to say, the Matrix is out to get me, and people are going to buy it. I think there's no way. There's no way it's going to work. And here, a popular Muslim apologist, it's the Matrix coming to get him.
It's just so embarrassingly cringeworthy that this guy here, Daniel Haqiqatjou, stands here and adopts the language and says the Matrix has been coming after Andrew Tate, while also posting stuff like free Top G. I don't understand. I mean, I don't like the guy, Daniel Haqiqatjou, and I have a history with him. I'm pretty sure he doesn't like me either, but I feel bad for him. Thinking that he does this right now. I don't get it. Man.
It's weird because I kind of like Dan. I find his views reprehensible, but I like how he just blurts them all out and stuff.
Yeah. That bit's adorable.
Yeah.
And now it's the Matrix. And now he's going to be running around talking about the Matrix is out to get Islam.
Oh God.
Wow.
His brother Andrew at all costs. They completely wiped him off social media and closed his payment processors, but it wasn't enough. So the next best option, short of killing him, is putting him in prison.
He's repeating the exact same things that Andrew Tate said, which is this is what I don't understand. I'm really confused at this point, because Daniel Haqiqatjou is supposed to be some guy who investigates and has his own arrogant opinion on things that he imposes on others. But here he is being a little guy subjugated by Andrew Tate's great strength, and he's basically just repeating every single thing that Andrew Tate fed to his audience. At this point, I'm wondering if this is a big setup and he's just trolling everyone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and by the way, we were talking about this earlier. Just guys, I mean, those of you who are watching, learn the basics of hypothesis confirmation. Let's say you have two hypotheses, in front of you. You can examine them in terms of simplicity and how well they account for evidence and so on. And but generally, if you have a perfectly good, very clear, easy to understand hypothesis that accounts for the evidence, and another hypothesis that involves some wild speculative conspiracy theory, you'd probably go with the one that easily accounts for the evidence. So here's the idea. If Andrew Tate has been doing even a fraction of the things he said he's doing for years, he was committing tons and tons of crimes and bragging about it, so they know about it. They have videos of him confessing it, and they have witnesses who are pointing a finger at him. So, and the other is he hasn't done any of this, he hasn't done any of the stuff he said he's doing, and all the witnesses are liars. And there's this massive conspiracy from the Matrix, who are all these people who are worried about him showing young guys how to get Bugattis, right? So those are your two hypotheses, right? You got the easy one. He actually did at least some of the stuff he said he's doing, and they have evidence on him, and he's going to go to court, and he may be found guilty of some of it, innocent of others. We don't know until we find all the details. That's one hypothesis. Or he didn't do any of that, and the Matrix is out to get him for teaching young guys how to get Bugattis. And but notice all his fans are, oh yeah, it's the Matrix. And now even popular Muslim apologists, that's right, it's the Matrix, worried about him showing young guys how to get Bugattis.
The one thing that I don't understand is Daniel Haqiqatjou is the guy who starts a beef with other popular Muslims because Saudi Arabia allowed entertainment and music and Halloween celebrations, and he blasts them over this. But with Andrew Tate's sexual exploitation, scam, webcam, casino empire, he just brushes it off at the beginning within 2 seconds. Like, yeah, his involvement with porn is reprehensible, but
apart from that,
I don't understand.
He's my hero. Notice it's the same thing. Like every single year, they go after that Muslim soccer player who says "Merry Christmas." Right?
Yeah,
he says Merry Christmas. They declare all the Dawa guys declare war on this guy for saying Merry Christmas. Tate's going around sharing stuff about him being Lord, Savior, and God. Drinking, not stopping his webcam stuff, bragging for years about scamming everyone, and he's just, and you're right. It's like that's the guy we need to defend. Everyone else, if you just say Merry Christmas, it's war on you. But this guy, we die on this hill. We die on Tate Hill.
Dave, I was shocked because they really, really have endorsed him. Like, obviously, everyone from when Mohammed Hijab interviewed him, but then I think Ali Dawa's come out with something. As I haven't listened to it because I can't waste my time listening to him, but he said something to the effect of if you see a lemon, you don't believe it's a lemon, okay? It's really an apple in terms of everything that Tate has done. And it's just how much can you guys defend? And also CP was trying to make this point. Everybody was very well aware of his businesses even before. So yeah, you can't deny it. But they have been obsessing with him, and they will die on that hill. You're right, David.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about likes and followers and fame and celebrity status. Look at Mohammed Hijab chasing Peterson. It was all about leveling up for him.
What you just said is actually very important. If it looks like a lemon and is sour like a lemon, then it must be something else in disguise. But that's the reasoning here, right? Because what does it look like? If you just look at the stuff he's been saying for years, looks like a sex trafficker, looks like a massive sex trafficking scam operation. That's it. That's what it looks like. And so the principle that his fans are operating on is that old, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it must be a camel in disguise.
Yeah, precisely. Oh
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's continue with this.
Prison. Number 3, why are these accusations coming out now for something that allegedly happened many years ago?
When I saw this part, I thought this guy has no clue what's going on. He must be living under a rock. These allegations have not just come out, Daniel. What are you talking about? The first thing I found when I started seeing Andrew Tate videos everywhere and actually Googled him and started doing my research on this guy was that he is currently under multiple investigations for alleged human trafficking, rape, sexual abuse, and so on. These allegations did not just come out. They have been around for quite a while now. And other people also repeated the same narrative. Oh, these things just came out. Why now? They didn't come out right now. They have been around for quite a while. I don't know.
He left. He says he left the UK because he was being accused of stuff, and he was worried about the UK justice system, that he would actually be prosecuted based on that system.
He openly admitted that.
Romania. He went to Romania, and then the police in Romania started investigating him and so on. And so it's just I don't know. Has he just not paid any attention? This is a guy who does tons and tons of research. Did he not spend 5 minutes actually looking into this stuff, or is he deliberately covering for Tate?
That's what I don't understand.
Is he part of the Matrix? And Tate's paying everyone to say this stuff in defense of it.
Yeah.
Tate also, by the way, loves Dubai because he thinks that human trafficking laws are very lax, which they kind of are because it is a hub, but that's a different thing. But yeah, that's also what his affinity for the UAE is.
That's good. That's a nice place to move, Dubai, in case you want to be involved in human trafficking.
Hey, check this out. Let's say Tate beats this rap, then he moves to Dubai, and then he gets away with his stuff for a couple of years, and then like 8 years from now, he'll be, well, I set up my new studio in Antarctica, and down here in Antarctica, there's no one to prosecute me, so I'm sitting here with all my girls, and we're sending you these signals. And if that doesn't work, then he's going to want to be on Elon's ship to Mars or something. But it's just he keeps running from anyone who could actually prosecute him for the stuff he's been confessing to.
You're going to run out of countries with laws to protect you eventually with all the stuff you do.
It is the Matrix, man. The Matrix.
So it's just a coincidence that for years, none of the so-called victims had any complaints. But as soon as the
apparently he still doesn't pay any attention. I'm
want Andrew's silence, they come out with accusations. Convenient.
You stopped that perfectly. Convenient. There's your thumbnail, AP.
Look at the smirk, AP. You have to use that.
Yeah. So here's what I did after seeing this. I said, I don't think Muslim Skeptic actually knows what Andrew Tate says and does, what businesses he owns, and how he built his entire wealth. Otherwise, he wouldn't be praising and defending Andrew Tate, considering that Tate's entire existence is about promoting the actual social corruption that Daniel pretends to be fighting. Daniel, you easily go after other Muslims for trivial matters, but here you are approving of a man who owns webcam businesses, casinos, and paid programs which promote hypermaterialism, promiscuity, and sexual exploitation. I'm not sure if you are ignorant on this matter or blatantly hypocritical. This raises major red flags about your entire activism and your proclaimed beliefs. He saw this, and his response was just amazing. His response is here.
Oh my God, are you serious or are you joking, AP?
I'm serious.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That after all these points that you've just thrown his way, this is the meme he comes back with.
I mean, I mentioned the webcam business, the casinos he owns, the youth program in which he advocates for all kinds of things, and he clearly saw this as a response to me indirectly, while mentioning other Muslims who are also complaining about it. I know he regularly checks my notifications when I post at him. He did so the last few times. And then he also responded with this pinned comment saying, all the usual objections addressed here, which is the link to the short video which we just watched. And
access tomorrow's medical breakthroughs today. iDNA is an ETF.
Yeah, I'm getting an advertisement from the side somewhere. So I'm just totally baffled. I don't know.
This is I mean, Tate. We've talked about it before. I think of Tate as like Milo. The guys who become rapidly become popular by saying shocking things. They usually don't last long because you just have to keep feeding all your fans who love it when you say shocking stuff, and eventually you upset too many people, and then no one pays any attention to you anymore. So I think Tate's going to be like a blip on the screen, but I think we're going to learn a lot about the state of people's minds and Islam and so on along the way. That's why like, because I keep posting tweets and stuff about it, and we're doing videos about it and stuff, and I'm like, why are we giving this guy so much attention? I was like, because you kind of have to now, because he might be irrelevant a year from now.
It's not like people have said that same thing to me as well. They say, hey, you're just making him irrelevant, or why do you care so much about him? It's because of you that people are relating these terrible things with young men and all that. Sorry, it's not me, it's not David, it's not us. We are merely responding to something hugely incredible that's going on right now, which is a lot of people following this scammer and this self-proclaimed pimp and supporting him in the name of making society better and all of that. We are just responding to this. This stuff would still be ongoing if we weren't here.
Along those lines, there's a comment here from Dr. Abdul Majid, who says, where were you before he converted to Islam?
I actually commented before he converted to Islam.
Why you are talking about him just because he converted to Islam? Let me break this down for you, Dr. Abdul Majid. Before he converted to Islam, and Muslims started throwing him in my face, he converted. This is the proof of Islam. Before that happened, I had no clue who he was. I mentioned before, like maybe 2 or 3 people had messaged me like in the previous year saying, hey, David, there's a guy named Andrew Tate on TikTok and he's saying positive things about Islam. Could you respond to them? And I was just, no, I've zero interest in that. Then all of a sudden, you guys used him as your new evidence. Other than that, I would have not ever paid any attention to the guy. So why are we talking about him? Because of you guys. You guys paraded him around the world as your new poster boy for Islam. You put him forward as some reason that young people should convert to Islam. You guys did that. So what are we doing? We're responding. It's just amazing, AP, that these guys, it's like when they'll say, Muhammad is the greatest man ever. Now convert to Islam. You say, oh, why did he do this? And oh, how dare you respond? It's like, guys, you're bringing forth some kind of claim that we're supposed to take seriously. And then we start looking into it and you freak out. Well, why are you obsessed with it? You guys did it. You guys did this. And now that we look into it, we realize, whoa, this is actually a bad, dangerous situation as far as the influence this dude's having. So yeah, we're going to see Tate's empire of porn and deception and scamming. We're going to see that collapse, and we're going to make sure your profit goes with it. So live with it.
Yeah. I had a debate with Dr. Abdul Majid, which was very enjoyable.
He's a debater?
Yeah. I wouldn't keep your hopes up in terms of making him understand something with all due respect.
No, but I also just want to say what was saying, because it's so true. I had no idea who Andrew Tate was, like, despite him being a kickboxing champion or whatever he was. It was only when he converted to Islam. And to be honest, he's made his bed, so lie in it. If you're going to attribute yourself to Islam and you're doing the kind of behavior that Islam very much sanctifies, then we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak, right? So yeah, it was the case that honestly a lot of us did not know. As a woman, and even on my channel, I try to stay away from all of this because he's the kind of man I don't want to even give the time of day. I'm like, I refuse to even acknowledge his existence. But then I'm glad we have like foot runners like you guys and everyone's talking about him, because it does need to be called out. The influence he has is ridiculous, especially since he joined Islam, and then all the Muslim wannabe top Gs try to like listen to him and jump on the bandwagon. But sometimes I can't help it. He comes out with the most ridiculous things that I'm like, no, this deserves a retweet. And people need to mock him and understand it.
Yeah.
So when I saw there was a few Muslim women who even were like, why are we accepting this misogynistic man into Islam? I was like, oh, maybe there's some hope. There are some Muslim women who think he is just fitting of Islam. But then you see people like Haqiqatjou and Ali Dawa, all of them try and still give him the benefit of the doubt. It's wild.
Yeah. So with me, it's very clear. I did not start paying attention to this when he converted to Islam. You can go back and find me tweeting or posting about this way before he converted to Islam, and that's because a while ago I started seeing a bunch of Andrew Tate videos pop up on the internet, giving dumb advice, telling people these very obvious things that everybody knows since the age of 12, but he's somehow a genius for pointing them out now. And I started seeing him, and I thought, what the hell is this guy? I mean, he's the personification of everything that I always detested throughout my life. I always thought that is definitely not what I want to be. And he's like the ultimate picture, the ultimate symbol of exactly that. That's what I saw. And I started reacting to that before the whole Islam issue. And then somehow he starts getting connected to Islam. He praises Islam. I see this. I say, I hope he converts to Islam. He, fits right in. And then he actually converts to Islam. So, I mean, I was here with him all the way from the beginning, before the Islamic times. So,
You and Tate go way back, AP.
Yeah. It is insane, man. I wanted to add one little thing here, which I sort of forgot. But yeah, I mean, there's just this one thing that people seem to do when they like Andrew Tate. They like to ignore all the facts that are brought up. And you see that people who advocate for family values on every side somehow stand up for somebody like Andrew Tate, who is the complete opposite of family values. Even if you show them clear facts, they still refuse to look at it. And you know what? There's just one thing I don't understand. They say that Andrew Tate helps a lot of young men, and he helps a lot of men actually own their person, their masculinity, and become strong and confident again, and all of that. And they call others soft and soy and whatever it is. And I just don't get it, because when I look at these people like Andrew Tate and others, what I see is a large number of very masculine, proud men who spend their entire lives trying to impress other men, trying to impress other men, and basically subjugating themselves to the opinion of other men of society out there. But somehow those of us who don't care about impressing other men with all your time and all your effort are the soft ones, are the bottom ones. Apparently they are the tough ones, while they try to appease each other and while they try to be good boys. But apparently those who don't like it, we are the Matrix and all of that. I don't even understand what's going on. The logic is very twisted.
Or we're controlled by the Matrix. But yeah, there's a lawyer who's been posting about it, a criminal defense lawyer, who's been going through Andrew Tate's clips and showing that, based on these clips, he's actually committed fraud and various crimes. But he was saying that he was playing a clip of Tate. So at first he posted some clips of Tate, and then of course Tate's followers used the context defense. You're taking all these things out of context. So he played like an entire video of Tate, explaining his methodology, and he commented on it. But one of the things he pointed out is when, he pointed out like, that's a crime, that's a crime, that's a crime, that's a crime, that's a crime. But then he was talking about Andrew Tate, saying that, he walks up into the club with his, his 10 hot girls, and everyone turns their attention to him and focuses on him, on what a great G he is. And they don't care about, the rest of the guys. And the lawyers pointed out, like, how does this make you you sound like an insecure person if you want everyone's attention and want everyone to look to you. Oh, he's so great. That doesn't sound like the secure masculine dude. That sounds like someone who's deeply insecure and has to feed off other people's attention and so on. And so yeah, I look at it and it's like, wait, the stuff you're saying that is the sign of of a real man sounds like pathetic. And you're saying that everyone who doesn't have this pathetic, insecure mindset,
Exactly.
like I need to constantly be throwing my Bugatti in everyone's faces so they realize how important I am, that anyone who doesn't have that mindset is part of the matrix. And it's just
I have thought that forever. I've thought forever in my life. You guys try to, you know, tear your, you know, your asses apart to give all your effort toward impressing others, and then you actually act like you are the ones who are, you know, the tough, the big ones. I don't get it. And it's like, I feel like when we think about this very basic thing, this very basic faulty logic here, we are speaking on an intellectually higher level that is actually so simple, and these people don't seem to understand that because they cannot reach that very simple level. And I don't want to sound condescending when I say this, but that's just my last resort of how I feel about that.
But it's so basic, right? People like, I don't want to sound condescending, because I've always, like you, I genuinely think that the more that you need to flaunt, like, oh, my Bugatti this, and like all of my cars, and like I own like 10 of these, and whatever he tries to do, it's like the more you flaunt, the more insecure you have to be, surely, because you don't have to constantly try and validate yourself to the world and get that kind of validation. That's why I say I even like trying to refrain from posting him, because that's like validation to him, which is all he craves at the end of the day. But like, I went to school with Saudi princes, and we sat side by side in class, and they never felt the need to turn around and say, yo, I'm the heir to the Saudi throne, by the way, because they're just secure in knowing who they are and their wealth. But if you're someone like Andrew Tate, no, you've got to constantly show, like that response that he filmed to Greta, you can imagine the creative thought process behind that, like, wear this robe that's going to make me look like some alpha top G male with a Cuban cigar, and like, even his private, like the most expensive, like it's all so carefully crafted.
He actually sat down there trying to carefully plan and design a video in which this big tough guy tries to intimidate a little autistic girl on
looking like
Twitter,
an idiot.
which what I don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, and then Rebecca Black burned him up too. Did you see Rebecca Black?
I saw that. I saw that.
So she her claim to fame, for anyone who wasn't around back then, I know some people are young, but her claim to fame was she made like the worst music video of all time. But then a video emerged of Andrew Tate in his brief rap career, was trying to make a rap video, and then Rebecca Black shared it and said, "Okay, I was 13." He's 36. So it's like, what's your excuse? Think about how hilarious this is. This is the top G, and he's sitting. This is the top G, the hero of young men everywhere. And he's talking about how he's sitting there talking to guys on his cell phone, talking about how hot they are. So they send the webcam girls money, so he gets his cut, and just absolutely getting burned up by Greta Thunberg and Rebecca Black. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, they're like crushing him in single tweets, and it's like, this is the hero. This is the hero of young men everywhere.
I mean, he was even dumb enough to take that joke that Greta Thunberg did as a response to him. Literally, she made the joke. You can send me an email to smalldickenergy@getalife.com, and he's like, doesn't this imply that this is actually her email address, and therefore she has a small? Dude, are you?
Other people did that as well. Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. He's like, dude, I mean, whether people people agree with you or disagree with you, I at least expect you to not be stupid about understanding a joke, right?
I never thought Matt Walsh was very smart, but honestly, I didn't expect that from him at all. That was just beyond stupid.
I think he got roasted for it, though.
Yeah, I saw that.
This is poetic, like it's beauty that the responses, like now that he's getting all of this validation from social media, it's people just roasting him, and even like good men have come out and been like, well, this is what you consider a top G alpha, this is what I am, and this is not, like, I don't want to be the top G. And it's got like millions of retweets, and I was like, now at least when the guy opens social media, he knows that he's not the top G he thinks he once was.
Yeah, and it's a weird situation because like again, the obsession with the Bugatti and this and that, it's like, I don't want a Bugatti, right? Like If you gave me, if someone said, "Hey, I'm going to give you one," I'd take it, but I'd sell it. I don't want a Bugatti. Like,
hey, that's exactly what I say, man.
Even if you give me, if all of a sudden right now someone gave me $10 billion, I would not want a Bugatti. I would not want like a reliable vehicle. If I wanted to splurge, it would be like some classic muscle car from '67 or something like that. And I'd feel pretty cool in that. You know, nice, reliable house that will last a long time. Other than that, there's not stuff that I want. It's not like, oh, if I just get enough money, then I could get all this extra stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
The highest thing I would ever go for if I had enough money to afford myself a mildly expensive car would be a Range Rover. But
I like me a Range Rover
I would,
AP.
yeah, I would never go for a $1 million, $2 million vehicle. It's just so desperately stupid. I always say the same thing. You can ask other people, David. So it's very confusing to me, right? Maybe you stole that line from me. I always say if I got one, I would sell it immediately.
So someone captured my mindset right here. The terrible YouTuber said a 4x4 truck. That's like me. I'm from West Virginia, so I'm thinking, good, good giant Ford pickup truck.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
So here, let's look at this. Since it came up, I found this hilarious. And here's what I don't understand. By the way, Matt Walsh is supposed to be somebody who really dislikes the whole degeneration of Western society and liberalism and all of that, and wants to instill family values. But then he stands up for multiple times for Andrew Tate, and I just don't understand.
He got burned up. You can see he got burned up right there.
But this was such a fantastic thing. So Greta Thunberg says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalive.com in response to Andrew Tate's idiotic post, which is, by the way, this, for those who haven't seen it, where he brags about having multiple cars that contribute to climate change or something like that. I don't know. And wait, let me go back. So Matt Walsh then started acting like a genius and said, people are acting like this is the greatest insult of all time and pretending not to notice that she completely fumbled it by saying that this is her own email address. And the response here is basically this: Matt, can I have your phone number? Woman, yeah, it's 1-800-EAT-SHIT. Matt, interesting. That being your phone number indicates you are the one who eats feces. Everyone is stupid except me.
He got burned up there.
I don't know. People are very strange.
And it goes back to like you're talking about, like what would Matt Walsh and Andrew Tate have in common? It really looks just like a common enemy. Like they both don't like Greta Thunberg, and therefore, hey, if he's making fun of Greta Thunberg and I'm making fun of Greta Thunberg, then we're on the same page. And it's like, dude, just because you both have a common enemy doesn't mean you're on the same page and should be defending each other.
So let me get this straight.
Enemy's my friend.
You have one person, Greta Thunberg, who as a child became an activist and to raise awareness about climate change. Now, I don't care how you think about this, but all that happens here is that a girl becomes famous, becomes widely known because of her child activism about climate change. Now, you dislike her and you dislike the agenda that she stands for and all of that. On the other hand, you have somebody who promotes all kinds of terrible things that you supposedly detest in society, promotes crimes, has a casino business, and so on. We don't have to go through the whole list again. It's a very big one. And you think the bad one here is obviously that little girl who was a climate change activist, so I should side with the pimp.
Exactly. And AP, even that, the whole climate stuff you were talking about, imagine flexing that even if you don't care, or I would go as far as even if you don't believe in climate change, fine. But if you're going to flex about adding to it and damaging the planet as if it's a flex, he actually tweeted her about the mileage and how it affects you're like, what? You're going out of your way to show how disruptive and how despicable of a human up against a teenage girl that you had to wait 48 hours or whatever it was, 12 or 48 to formulate this crazy response. And the best you can do is say, oh no, that means you have that. And also, look how I ruined the environment. Haha. Like, what?
It's one thing to say, hey, I know the whole climate change craze is too much. I don't want to care about it and so on. I know people have these wild opinions about it, but then it's another thing. And of course, this is not the only example of him being just completely crazy. It's another thing to come out and say, hey, yeah, I know this causes harm, but hey, I proudly do it. I have so many cars, and
you know what? It reminds, when he said that, and it's because notice you have the whole climate change debate and so on, and you have people saying, let's, hey, we need to shut everything down, Green New Deal, and then on the other side you have people who are saying, yes, there are some issues that we eventually need to deal with, but you can't just shut everything down right now because it would cause way too many problems. So we basically have to adapt for the future. Like Elon Musk is sort of, hey, don't panic. We're not all going to die right now, but we need to be taking steps for the future and stuff. And so you could look at the alarmists and say, I don't like those guys. But there's something different for someone who's saying, I love polluting the environment. I'm going to pollute it as much as possible and destroy it. It reminds me of like the abortion debate. So you have, hey, abortion is wrong, and then you have someone, but think about young girls and the situations they're in and so on. And notice, you disagree with one side or the other, but you don't think anyone is like deliberately evil. But then someone comes along and says, let's have an abortion party, and they think, whoa, now you're in a different category. That's a different category, right? That's not, here's a regrettable situation. That's, hey, I enjoy. I want to get pregnant and kill, so I can kill this fetus and so on. There, it's like, okay, you're not sounding like you're on the opposite side. You're sounding just evil when you're talking about this. And so, and imagine doing that and picking a fight with a little autistic girl, and then just getting crushed in front of everybody, and then you come up with the lamest response. Like, I almost feel like, dude, you should have messaged me, and like I would have told you some better way to respond, because that was just like, I mean, how do you not have a team around you who could come up with a better response than that? Like, how did you think that was a good idea? But he rolled with it, and then gets locked up, and then gets burned up by Rebecca Black, and there's nothing he can do about it now. My goodness, this is like a train crashing into a dumpster fire.
He became a laughingstock in one day with the whole Greta Thunberg thing, and some people still don't want to acknowledge that. And he himself obviously doesn't want to do it. He failed the moment he made that tweet. It's just so stupid. There is no proper way out of that, unless you just get quiet, don't respond anymore because you already messed up. You shouldn't go on about it anymore. But no, he comes out and makes it even worse. It becomes an even worse laughingstock. It's just, I mean, the guy is an idiot. I don't understand. He establishes himself a business by being smart and using women and scamming men, and then he goes out there and is stupid enough to give detailed confessions on camera because he wants to brag about his achievements. And then he also gets into fights with some girls on Twitter for no reason and becomes a laughingstock. The guy is just so dumb, so stupid on so many levels. It makes me wonder how this even happens.
Yeah, we talked about this a little, like briefly right when you're about to click live, but it's he's like smart in like one area, namely he picks up he tries different manipulation tactics, different ways of manipulating and controlling people, and he picks up on what works and then continues to use that. And if something doesn't work, like his rap career or something like that, he tries different things and then sees what works. But he keeps trying different things, and then what really works now is me babbling about the Matrix and this and this and that, and I'll convert to Islam. Notice he's constantly testing, even the conversion to Islam. Hey, I bet these guys will support me more than other people did, and so on. And so he's constantly testing. Oh, this actually worked, and then he keeps that. But yeah, other than that area, he's like just like dumb as a brick.
Yeah. Absolutely. Nuri, you wanted to say something?
No. I'm just going to second what David was saying. Absolutely, dumb as a brick.
Nice. Okay, so I thought we would talk more about going into Islamic fundamentals in Muhammad today, but we talked too much about this stuff, which was honestly worth talking about. So we could do that next time. We want to have regular live streams with David Wood on a weekly basis or more, possibly every night. I know David is totally up for it, and
see David's face for a second.
Actually, I have wanted for a long time to have like a nightly show, but you need like a group of people because you know what I mean. You need like 5 or 7 people or something like this, and then you sort of trade out to where it's like two or three people who are live, but there's someone live each night.
We also have a third person here, Nuriyah, who can also join us every week or every day. Although it is in the middle of the night where she lives.
It really is, AP. You make my nights rather enjoyable, I must say.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, so I want to quickly go through the super chats here. There was a lot more stuff that I wanted to bring up, but whatever, man. We talked.
Oh, hey,
you got too involved in Tate, AP, because you guys go way back.
yeah, we have a history. Yeah.
Hey, if you're just going to be reading dumb super chats, I got to cut out, man.
Dumb super chats.
They relate to you, though.
Skim through them real quick and see if there's any that
look, everybody. This is what David Wood thinks about your super chats, especially those who come for David Wood. Here, this is what he thinks of your super chats. He thinks they are dumb.
No. Before we started, I told you I had to cut out. It's because I'm making an Elvis video, and tomorrow is Elvis's birthday. So if I can actually get out of here, get it recorded, then I can actually have it up on Elvis's birthday.
Didn't you already make an Elvis video before? I thought
no. I kept talking about making it, and I've just never actually recorded it. I was like, oh darn! Now I need to make it right now because it's Elvis's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
How old would he have been, David, tomorrow? The king himself?
Let's see. He died at 42 in 1977. So here we are, 45 years later. So yeah, would have been, what's that? 87? Is that correct?
Ooh.
I don't know. I feel like I might be doing something wrong.
My math sucks, but yeah, I'm guessing something like that for sure.
You lost me at let's see, so I don't know.
No, but he died way too young. But yeah, did you watch the movie?
42.
David?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
So it was very good.
It was, yeah.
Very
Sorry,
nice.
Even
the family, his family, they said that it was brilliantly done and represented him very, very well. So
yeah, I'm actually using some of the clips from that, but this is way before. I don't even. AP, were you even born? This is a movie from the 80s called DC Cab when Gary Busey, this is before he went crazy. Well, he didn't go, I mean, well, yeah, he went crazy, but he had like head injuries, but back then he was super cool. But he has this scene where he goes, he threatens to quit and he says, I don't work on January the 8th because that's Elvis's birthday. And somehow I saw that when I was a kid and I always remembered Elvis's birthday because of that one Gary Busey scene that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
David, if you haven't finished the video yet, I just want to suggest there's a movie that Elvis stars in, and he does that song. I forgot what the song's called, but he goes, "If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right." But he's in his prime.
You're looking for trouble.
Looking, and
it's just right in my face.
Yes. Please add that clip if you get the chance. Sorry, AP, we digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Elvis is a bad dude. Matter of fact, you're talking about movies. Eddie Murphy said Elvis sang so good they put him in movies he couldn't act. He couldn't act. He was horrible. They said just let him sing all his lines.
To be very honest, my whole life I had no idea about Elvis. I mean, I had no idea why Elvis is relevant. I didn't know anything about Elvis. I didn't know why he is so popular. I never bothered listening to a single thing by Elvis. But then when the movie was coming out, my wife said we should definitely go and see it. You won't appreciate it. So we went and actually saw the movie. And then there in the movie theater, I realized why this guy was so important, so amazing, so revolutionary, and why he is still such a legend. And then, of course, I did what I always do like a nerd and started reading a lot of stuff about him and watching a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I feel like I missed out on a lot.
AP, I'm going to send you a link after this stream of his final performance before he died.
I saw.
Oh my God! Oh wow, goosebumps, right?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, he was cool, and I mean, and it was interesting because I've actually seen Eddie Murphy was apparently like had bought all this Elvis, like jumpsuits and stuff like this, had his walls decorated with Elvis stuff, and his friend Arsenio Hall asked him like, "Why are you obsessed with Elvis?" And he said, "Just it would not matter who else was in the room. It could be the president of the United States, anyone else. You would be focused on Elvis." And he said he was just always intrigued by how is this one guy so different. And he pointed out the only thing close ever is Michael Jackson, right? Where, but apart from that, I mean, there's just no one. Like what is it about this dude? Anyway, I find that interesting. But
pretty beautiful that his daughter married Michael Jackson as well.
Yeah, imagine that she married. So she was she came into the room when he died. So he died in the bathroom and so on. And then his new fiance was in there, and his family was in there, and they're trying to figure out, and they're trying to doing CPR and stuff. And then little Lisa walked into the room and said, "What's wrong with my daddy?" And they said, "Nothing." And they shoot her away. So yeah, she was there. And so, yeah, her dad is the biggest superstar of all time. And then she married the other biggest superstar of all time. So
I had this funny thought as I was sitting there watching the movie, which was, somebody brought it up here, Elvis stole all of his style from black people. So when I was sitting in there, I thought in the back of my head, I thought it's kind of ironic that this whole movie is about glorifying what some people now consider cultural appropriation. But then it's not really like that, because the guy actually, in a time where black culture was, pretty much segregated, not seen as mainstream music. He was the guy who went into it or came out of it because he was raised with it and made it known to everybody, normalized it. And he also fought for normalization of black culture and contributed to it.
It was cool because he always acknowledged it. He always pointed out where it came from. Like he was with Fats Domino one day, and he said, "People call me the king of rock." He goes, "Fats Domino is the real king of rock and roll," because that's that's the main guy I was stealing from. Plus he would do cool stuff. Like I don't know why. I was watching because I was preparing a video, but I just watched a clip from Dionne Warwick, who was a singer, but she never became nearly as famous as Elvis. But she started up by getting a job in Las Vegas, and unfortunately for her, she was opening the same night that Elvis was opening in Las Vegas. So she was really worried about that. But her aunt was one of Elvis's backup singers. So her aunt got her to helped her meet Elvis. And she's talking to Elvis and saying, "Oh, it sucks so bad that I have to open on the same night as you." And he said, "Oh, don't worry about that." And, and so on, send her off. And, but then what Elvis did, he had one of his assistants go and insert pictures of Elvis in all of her albums in the entire in all the record stores in the city. And then when he opened his show, he said, "Just so everyone knows, if anyone wants a picture of me, I put one in every album of Dionne Warwick, so you can go there and buy her album." And her albums all sold out instantly. So anyway, he seems like one of those guys. Like everyone who ever met him had a cool story. It wasn't like, "Oh, I said hi to him." It was always like some story like that. Yeah. So anyway, but with my sort of fascination is just that the guy who's blessed with the ultimate good looks and the ultimate charisma and stage performance and so on. Like, how do you die on a toilet? Right. I mean, that's what it's like. How do you get degraded by the world to get to that point? So anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about. Anyway, if you're going to go through some super chats, I'm going to cut out.
Yeah. This whole thing will turn into an Elvis stream now. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't care about enough of your obsession with Elvis, AP.
Yeah.
Yeah, AP. Jeez, you're fast. Move along.
Haqiqatjou quidditas. What does Haqiqatjou quidditas mean again? I don't know. I forgot. Whatever. Video idea. AP and David discuss Islam with ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? I used to be a freak who follows all the new developments in tech and on social media. Recently, a thing named ChatGPT came out, and in all honesty, I feel ashamed to myself that I have no clue what in the world it is. So,
That's that artificial intelligence chat. I just looked it up. It looks like it's the artificial intelligence thing that people are sharing.
Oh, okay. That sounds funny. Maybe we should do that. Yeah.
Are you actually looking up some that are relevant to me, or are you just going through them?
I'm just going through. Do you want me to pick some that are relevant?
I'm just saying, if there was something that's especially relevant before I cut out, like if someone.
Okay, let me quickly see. Nobody cares about David here. Don't make me
No, AP, I did see one that was very pertinent to David. That's why I actually said David. One is, oh yeah, okay. Now devoted is just for David.
Which one? Now
devoted.
I don't see. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
How are you guys getting along?
Good evening, peeps. David Wood, when are you officially back? How is the projects going?
Got some pretty dope stuff coming on, but just watch.
That's it.
You'll see it. You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, you'll know it when you see it. That's how it works.
You'll know it when you see it.
And that's a brilliant cue to leave, David.
That is it.
Wait. Hi, AP. Hi, Dr. Wood. Have you seen the YouTube channel? I'm not laughing because I find it laughable. I'm just laughing because it's
you're laughing because you're eating.
Have you seen the YouTube channel?
My middle name is Misery. That's the song.
Oh, David, that was not half bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. Have you seen the YouTube channel Nabi Asli? They make cartoons about Muhammad's death, the satanic versus black slave, etc. I heard of it. I think I saw it. It was a little more modern cartoon thing, animation.
Oh yeah, it looks like the modern. Yeah, that looks like the modern animation. I haven't seen it before, but I just clicked on it.
Yeah. We'll check it out.
The tragic death of Prophet Muhammad and his family.
Tragic.
Oh, the Mubahala backfires. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Muhammad put his family in a Mubahala, and then they all died in pretty messed up ways.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Oh, you could actually see it that way, right? If you think that would work. But whatever. Yeah. Okay. Are you leaving?
Well, you survived the Mubahala.
I survived it. Yes, I waited in Mubahala with Ali Dawa here on screen in front of everybody. I said, if I am wrong, if I'm lying, if I'm whatever, then may Allah kill me right now. And I didn't die. I'm still here.
But you did lose because Allah killed your career by the powerful performance that I put on. See? You see the power?
It's so funny.
All right, everyone. Maybe we do go weekly, and maybe we'll see you next
tomorrow night or next week.
Every night, imagine all day, every day. We get enough people to where we can broadcast all day, every day, 24/7.
There will come a vid where people will be trash talking Islam 24/7 on YouTube. Mark my words.
Yeah, and awesome. I will be live all the time wherever I am. When I go to the toilet, whatever I do, I will always be live.
Yeah, we'll be like Andrew Tate's girls and just have webcams running on.
But can we just put intervals with like Sahih Bukhari hadiths in between, like boom, how's that to like turn you off?
Hey, I might want to get back in my Andrew Tate costume that I used in the Boom Boom Room, and then like actually reenact. No, I can't. See, that's the thing. I can't like make a video reenacting the. Well, I guess if she's got some clothes on or something like that, but actually reenact a scene of a guy sitting in front of a screen and thinking he's getting messages and but it's actually, me as Andrew Tate back there. Oh, you're so look at your big hairy chest. Ha ha ha. I love your hairy back.
There should be, David, somebody should do a catfish series on all these men that Andrew Tate has catfished.
That's tons of. I mean, gosh, he got rich off them, and then he decided it wasn't enough, and he had to start blabbing about it, and now he's in jail.
Fantastic, man.
Wild stuff.
Where he belongs.
Yep.
Right. I'll catch you all next time.
Okay, this is the best part of the stream where David leaves.
Thank you. The best part. This is where everyone. This is like where everyone joins.
All right, see you later.
So savage. Bye, David.
He doesn't really care about the social aspects of it. When I went to visit him, I was sitting there. I just arrived. We sat down. We started having a little chat, and I had just published that Prophet Tales cartoon first episode, which everybody's asking about. I know it will continue at some point. And I said to him, "Hey, how did you like the cartoon?" He was like, "It's good." And I was like, that's it? That's it? And he's like, "I'm not good with compliments." Like, that's how
you're like, clearly, I can see that.
that's how he is. That's how he always is. It's
Oh my
funny.
God. Okay, AP, when his Elvis video comes out and he says, "Yeah, how did you find it?" Let's just say, "Yeah, good."
Yeah.
Okay.
He won't even care. Yeah. He probably won't ask you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Nato said maybe Allah plans. Allah plans. Yeah. Apollo's Christian Apologetics said, of course, top God is smart. Tate is Allah's incarnation. Yeah, maybe that he might even think that at some point. I don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
Christian Gunnut said Tater I cannot read this. Something is going wrong.
Todiot. Yeah, it's
Okay.
Tater and idiot combined, I reckon, right?
Yeah, something is going wrong in my wires when I try to read this. I don't know.
Tater
Todiot. Okay. Tater. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna do it again. Don't make fun of cops. You're under bribing. Don't make fun of cops. You're under. Oh yeah. That's a good advice to him. I don't know. I mean, it is so dumb, isn't it? I mean, if I am a criminal, if I do all these illegal things and I go out there and bribe authorities, maybe I shouldn't go out and say, hey, you know what? I'm a huge guy here, and I bribe authorities left and right, and they love it. Because if they don't love it, then I'm in trouble.
No,
Yeah.
it's like that saying, AP, right? That feeds you. If you're expecting them to let you off and cut you some slack, yet here you are telling the world how corrupt they are as an institution, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. It's basically that. It's basically he's going out there and describing those people who do him favors as corrupt, basically accusing them, staining their name, and then still expecting everything to smoothly go on. I mean, how stupid can you be?
In his favor.
Yeah. How stupid can you be? If Taylor Tutiot goes free, then what? How do the Muslims try to spin his going free? Oh, I don't even want to imagine the scenarios after this point.
Same. Please let's not imagine a world where Andrew Tate gets off free. Let's not. Just for tonight.
I thought there are always different ways in which Andrew Tate could get out of his situation, but I wouldn't even want to imagine those because they would immediately start with a huge conspiracy theory. And I don't know if anyone understands what I just said, but you know what I said. Islam, what is that?
The door soon from it. Islam,
I don't know. But yes, I agree. What do you think?
Islam, the front door soon, the back door soon from it. I don't know.
Yeah. You agree too?
I agree though. I'm scared. I'm like, AP, what are we willingly agreeing to? But yeah, sure.
I'm not sure. I just agree. Yeah. Matt Schneider said, "Where does Tate say I am God, worship me?" This is funny. This is a parody of Muslims asking, "Where does Jesus say I am God, worship me?"
Oh my days.
Oh, this is good. That's good.
Matt, thank you for that laugh. I didn't even make the link. AP, thank you for explaining that to me.
I'm genuinely curious. I don't get it. Really, look, I have fights, disagreements, beefs with people that I don't even want to have. Everybody knows I have a history with Daniel Haqiqatjou, which became quite dramatic. But I don't hate the guy. I think he has problems. I think he is a psychopath. And that's okay, because so is David. But here's the thing. I really want to sit down with Daniel Haqiqatjou and ask him, hey, look, all the disagreements, all the fights, all the beefs aside, I genuinely wonder, what's your play here? What's going on? Do you not see that this guy glorifies himself as the greatest human alive, as God, has a pimp business, all these horrible things, but you, knowing about all of this, still sit there and glorify him, despite the hyper religious guy you are who bashes fellow Muslims? What is going on? I mean, I genuinely want to understand, and I genuinely want Daniel to see this and to respond to this, because I don't get it. Sometimes I think, I don't know if you got those things too, Nuriyah, but growing up as a Muslim, Muslims sometimes tell each other that certain Muslims are paid agents to make Islam look bad, and right now I feel like maybe that's true in the case of Daniel. Maybe I said this last time as well, but maybe this is true in the case of Daniel. Maybe he's a paid agent to make Islam look bad because it doesn't make sense to me anymore.
You're basically saying it's almost too out there and ridiculous to be true, right? Like you must be trolling at this point, is what you're saying. You have to be a caricature. You can't be a real person that believes this. And I agree. I just, for me, I sometimes think of it, and tell me if I'm overthinking, AP, but I'm like, on a darker level, the reason they don't have an issue with sex, like the pimping stuff, is because low-key Haqiqatjou knows that Sharia has sex slavery and all of that kind of stuff, where you have women who are completely at your behest for sex, right? So again, I know in the modern world and in Western legal systems, he'd be like penalized for this. But Daniel Haqiqatjou is like, yeah, no, I know he was implicit in porn, but like that aside, whatever he said, right? Like brush that allegation aside completely, as opposed to saying punishing our religion by that very fact in itself. But the fact that they're willing to sweep it aside is like, do you know, because even in your perfect Sharia state, you would allow a certain type of this kind of behavior to be done, but under a different name, just not under the names that he's been quote unquote charged for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then not even, I mean, to the extent that they also encourage people to go out and seek out virgins and have sex with them and dump them.
But they repeat all the way back to Islamic Jannah, right? Virgins over and over again.
Well, yeah.
Similar thing. And remember that hadith where Muhammad asked somebody who he married, and he said he married a matron or somebody who was already married, and Muhammad said, why did you not marry a virgin, so that you may fondle her and she you, or some weird shit like that.
That is actually precisely what it says. It's an actual hadith by Muhammad, and I think it's very important to look at that, to look at the Islamic and the back then Arab obsession with virginity, which Muhammad perfectly stuck with and glorified. And wait a minute, let me see if I could quickly find that. But the hadith really goes that he asks somebody, here, I think I got it. Wait, let me see.
And AP, sorry, just while you find it as well, like it links back to his relationship with Aisha as well, right? Where he would fondle her even before he consummated the marriage with her.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, this took a dark turn.
Yeah. So it's Islam. What do you expect? So narrated by Jabir, Allah's messenger said to me, have you got married, O Jabir? I replied, yes. He asked, what, a virgin or a matron? I replied, not a virgin, but a matron. He said, why did you not marry a young girl who would have fondled with you? I think a different narration said, so you could play with her and she with you, or you could fondle her and she you, or something like that. But this is one of the narrations that are here. And so this is the whole obsession with virgins as well. Why not a virgin, so that you might play with her and she with you? And it's funny that the Tates are basically telling their young paid subscribers to seek out virgins, and that's what makes them special as men, which is just messed
In
up.
fact, they're telling you how to kind of like lure them in, right? Like it's not one date, it's not 2 dates. You're gonna have to take time to deflower a girl who's never been through. Like this is legit, like grooming men to. It's weapon empowering men to groom women. That's what it's doing. So
and here you are. Sorry for interrupting. Top groomer.
Yeah, top groomer.
I mean, And that's the part that I don't understand. There are people complaining about how society has become and how girls have become and this and that, and then there is this their hero is a guy who actually wants them to go out and seek out virgins, have a short relationship with them, then have sex with them, then dump them and move on to the next virgin, which contributes to and creates that society which they complain about all the time. I don't get it. So
yeah,
stupid.
AP, I loved your post, by the way, because you did call out that behavior, right? Like, even if you go by Haqiqatjou's argument, exactly what you said rings so true. If Andrew Tate is perpetuating this degenerate, or like what they would consider degenerate lifestyle, yet here you are endorsing him. That's Daniel Haqiqatjou's argument in every debate, is that the West is degenerate.
Yes.
Population levels are on decline. No one's having babies, all that stuff.
Exactly.
But like, and women shouldn't go to school, blah, 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 right? Because they're going to turn into OnlyFans. Andrew Tate is saying this is your modus operandi to get rich. This is what you should do for a living.
He has models on OnlyFans who actually have paid subscribers, who probably also subscribe to his paid program and seek out virgins to have sex with them and dump them, which are two things that Daniel Haqiqatjou tries to firmly argue against during his debates all the time. It's just so ridiculously ironic. I don't understand. I feel like I'm living in some messed up reality that doesn't make sense anymore at this point. I mean, I am in the Matrix. I don't get
You're
it.
officially in the Matrix, AP. What can we say?
It's so stupid.
And when you open Twitter, it does feel like the Matrix. No lie.
Yeah. Tate's Muslim character witness in court, probably. I find Brother Tate's conduct to be very close to the perfect example for mankind.
Amen. Touche.
Yeah. Ultra said G block. Yeah.
All you have to do when Ultra says that is say G block back, because it means godless.
Ah, G block. Yeah.
G block.
Yeah. Okay. D. Bordeaux said, I robbed the Matrix, passing it on. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. He is, Andrew Tate is inventing the Matrix, robbing it, and using everybody else to rob them through the Matrix as well, while being the hero and the god of society. So that's that. Merci du compliment, Farid69. What? What is?
Your accent was incredible there. Merci du compliment.
Merci du compliment. Yeah.
It just came out like naturally.
Yeah, it could be better.
He's saying thank you for the compliment to Farid69.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Merci du compliment. Okay. Erkin Ayub Güney said, in Islam, everyone is a slave, including women and children. Well, we are all slaves to Allah, and then everybody else is a slave to the Muslim men of society or else.
And women are the bottom of the barrel. Well, sorry, non-believing women are the bottom of the barrel.
Of course, yeah, as they should be. Yeah.
As they should be. I realized what I just said after you.
Apollos, Christian Apologetics said, it's because Tate is texting Daniel as his new girl. Oh boy.
Oh my god. No wonder he had that smirk in the video. He couldn't even contain it. He's glowing from the sexting or whatever's going on there.
Yeah. He probably signed up for Andrew Tate's program to become a better alpha male or something.
Yeah. How to be a real top G and have 4 wives and sex slaves, because at the moment I just have 4 wives.
Yeah.
Life is crap.
Terrible situation. Polycarp Salavarieta said, tell Nuriyah not to get married just yet. I don't know why.
Okie dokes. I will bear that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, just don't get married. Christian Gunnut said, if I had $10 million, I would buy a tank with working armament or maybe a jet fighter. Yeah, the name checks out here. Christian Gunnut, 2001. Yeah, good luck. Jörg Asmussen said, coming late to the show, well, better late than not. Moin from Denmark. Hey, greetings to Denmark. Wonderful. Greetings to Denmark. Greetings to Europe.
Greetings to Europe.
Yeah, except not UK. UK is not Europe. I mean, actually Europe.
You should say and the Okay.
Yeah, Europe and UK.
Well, subtle dig at Brexit there, AP.
Yeah. Well, even if it was with Brexit, even if it was before Brexit, UK is still not Europe. It's just fake.
Yeah.
It's his own thing. And Nathan John Wade said Tate is the poster child of Islam. Absolutely. This is why I feel like I don't feel bad when people propagate Andrew Tate as a new convert to Islam. I want it to increase. I want mainstream media. I want the whole world to associate him more with Islam, to point out that he recently converted to Islam, where he found much appreciation. I think that would be perfect. It would be amazing, right?
This is the biggest win for us, AP. This is like he's serving Islam to us on a silver platter, and we'd be silly not to lap it up. If you are doing things like this and you call yourself a Muslim, that's a treat for us, because you are the modern day living example, a very close example to what real Islam propagates and your prophet of the best of mankind was. So if we have him in human form in this day and age, hells yes, we're going to make the link and we're going to call him out.
Yeah. They were asking for Jordan Peterson to convert to Islam, but they got Andrew Tate. So
be careful what you wish for, boys.
Oh boy, that was a big fail. Myth Vision. Hey, Myth Vision. Hey, Derek, what's up? Good to see you here, man.
What's up?
He said it's official, the Trinity on the screen. Oh, I should have read this when David was here, just to get his
yeah, he
reaction.
would have loved that.
Yeah, totally. Christian
Great
Gunn.
pun though, Derek. I'm loving the pun, if you're still listening.
Yeah. Christian Gunnut says, thank you, Christian Gunnut. I appreciate it. But if you keep making super chats like this, you will never afford a tank or a jet fighter, just so you know. I'm writing a novella in which one of the characters is a literal Nazi who's also a fundamentalist Muslim in America. How realistic is this? Works. I would say it works. What do you think, Nuriyah?
I'm writing a novel in which one is a literal Nazi who's a fundamentalist in America. It's not quite yet, but it's getting there. I'd say it very well. If you stretch your imagination, it could be one and the same. Yes, I'd say that. Yeah, no, but the Trump supporters are basically similar, right? It's they will do. If that's to spark your curiosity and creativity for a Nazi character, then by all means, they are a good modern example. The way Tate is to Islam, they are to Nazism, I guess.
Yeah. I would agree. There's always this dilemma, like a question some people ask: who is worse, Hitler or Muhammad, or what would you prefer, living in a Nazi regime or under Islam? And it's kind of a weird thing to think about, right?
That's gonna keep me up at night. I'm gonna go through the pros and cons of each.
Yeah. In all honesty, I would say that in many ways, Hitler was worse than Muhammad, given the time, the circumstances, the casualties, and all of that. And I would say living in a Nazi regime in this time would be worse than living in an Islamist regime today.
Yeah, because in a Nazi regime as well, AP, like you and me would be gone immediately because we're not blonde hair and blue eyed, right?
Yeah.
So
or we would become useful puppets or something.
Yeah, true. But at least in Islam, we can just say one magic line in Arabic and we'd have to pay tax, but at least our lives are intact.
Yeah. And then we can join the whole thing. I can join the fighting and taking captives and raping, and you can join all the other stuff, like
breeding.
Yeah.
There's nothing else for me to do. I love how you were trying to assign me a task, like maybe tan the leather or breed.
Yeah, you can just do that. Yeah, nobody cares about you, women. Yeah. Plain Jane said Hasanabi exposed you, AP Islamophobe. I don't know what you're talking about. Why in the world would Hasanabi talk about me? Hasanabi is this I don't know, leftist commenter guy who has a YouTube channel where he does funny stuff. Why in the hell would he talk about me? I don't think that is true. I think you're making this up, Plain Jane. I haven't seen any such thing. Yeah, no idea. I don't know about this. Hadrian said, AP, please ask Nuriyah what Tate sounds and means in Urdu. Actually don't, because it is really offensive to the male organ to be compared to Andrew. What is this? What is this about?
AP, I can't. Hadrian's so naughty. Why would you send a super chat like that, Hadrian? He's so
Paid Canadian dollars to make this point.
He really has, and I kind of want to deprive him of hearing it now because he's been so cheeky. No, but okay. Should I? AP, you tell me. Should I tell you or not? I feel like it's a bit bad.
I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Just tell me.
No, I don't think I want to say that on YouTube, Hadrian. I can tell you it privately if that helps. But basically, AP, Tate in Urdu, the equivalent of how you'd say it equals a man's balls, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
just like a ball sack. That's what Tate is in Urdu. So.
Thank you for this fantastic contribution, Hadrian. You made this live stream much better. Yeah, that's very good to know. I am more informed. Thank you, and thanks, Nuriyah, for your for that. Yeah, that was good. Good to know.
Well, if you're gonna learn Urdu, AP, you may as well learn some of the swear words first, and Tate's name is one of them. So
yeah, don't worry, I will never try learning Urdu, so I don't think that would be an issue. So.
Well, you've got that now in your armor. I'll tell you how to pronounce it privately.
Yeah, now I can say, hey, I speak some Urdu.
Yeah, I can say bollocks in Urdu.
Chocoberry said, hi, AP and Nuriyah. I hope you both are well and that the new year brings good things for you and your loved ones. Can't wait for more streams. Thank you so much. Very nice super chat. Very nice comment. Appreciate it very much.
And Happy New Year to you as well, Chocoberry.
Yep. Happy New Year to everybody else, and we'll do a lot of good stuff together. I really want you to be more often on the streams. Maybe you should join us on a weekly basis as well. I mean, this would be fun, Nuriyah.
Yeah, I'd love to. Whenever time permits, sure. I love streaming with you. It's always a good time.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
Except you laugh too much at Andrew Tate, and then you set me off. I'm trying to be serious.
Yeah, I know. It's always me. That's the same thing with David. Yeah, he can't have a serious conversation because of me. St. Miles, thank you, St. Miles, for always being here and still being here. Interesting show. Glad to see you back. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And glad to see you back, St. Miles, as well. I just read it as Saint Miles. I hope it doesn't stand for Street Miles or something like that. Free Abu Andrew.
Well, Sergeant. Imagine Sergeant would have a G. Yeah.
Yeah. They would probably have a G. I don't know. But AP, Urdu is the language of love. I believe that, yes.
What about Français? Is that not the language of love? I think AP already, his accent's so good in English and French. Imagine him speaking French. Ooh la la.
Oh, merci, s'il vous plaît, or something, yeah.
Oui, yes. So you're halfway there. You can say please.
Yeah, c'est la vie. Everyone can say c'est la vie. The Tater, great to see AP live again. And Nuriyah, you're a great addition to the group. I agree totally. Thank you.
Thank you. And I love that you don't live up to your name, the Tater.
Yeah. Death Culture said, ever heard of Orthodox Shahada? Ex-Muslim who became Eastern Orthodox on YouTube. Knowledgeable guy. Ex-Muslim who became Eastern Orthodox on YouTube. I've never heard of it, but I don't know. Let me see. What? Orthodox Shahada. Shahada. 10,000 subscribers. Interesting. Never seen this before. I will check it out. Interesting stuff. Okay, I just subscribed just for this. I'll check it out later. Thank you. Thank you, Death Culture. Nuriyah, you're not frozen, right? You just look frozen.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you might be sleeping. It's very late there, I know.
Yeah, I think I was low-key falling asleep. I should tap out, AP. It's nearly, it's 3 o'clock here.
Okay.
But thank you so much. Sorry, I always leave you at like last minute before the super chats, but yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm used to
Listen, I think listen, I didn't tap out as quick as David would, so there we go.
Yeah.
But he started like 40 minutes on me, to be fair.
That's true.
But yes, I will love you and leave you, and hopefully do another stream soon. But thank you so much to you, AP, David Wood. This was fun. Thank you to everyone watching, everyone for the super chats. Like, share, and subscribe. And AP, Happy New Year.
Thank you, Nuriyah. Always amazing to have you here, and hope to have you back very soon again. Thanks.
Thank you so much,
See
AP.
ya.
Take care. Bye.
See ya. Bye. And now it's just me. It's just me alone in this world. Everybody always leaves me by myself. I don't know what to do. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so thank you to all those who are still here, who are still sticking around. Those are the true subscribers of this channel and the true followers of the modern prophethood led by me, and the true believers who will be given virgins when they die, after they die. Yeah, somebody just said something. What was that? Oh yeah, somebody said AP doesn't care about men's issues. That's by M4. And I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. I think the only thing that I actually found accurate that I heard Andrew Tate say once was that people are, or that women are unaware of how terrible men feel if they are rejected and lonely and all of that. And I agree, that's true. But how is that? That's not even a revelation. I mean, it's yes, some people might not be aware of that, but yes. But then, if this is a men's issue, for example, how in the world is Andrew Tate the guy who gives you a solution for this problem, for example? Do you think the solution lies in following his example and trying to impress other men by becoming an achiever and having sex with random women and then finding some self-worth in that? Is that how you address and solve men's issues? Is that really the way to go? I'm sorry, if you think so, I would say, I don't want to say you're stupid, because I don't want to be I want to stop myself from giving that response and being too condescending and off-putting, but that's a very stupid way of approaching a situation. If there are issues in the world, then deal with those issues in a reasonable way, and not by following the example of a pimp and self-proclaimed, self-reported scammer who scams you as well, and who promotes all kinds of horrible stuff that contributes to your misery as a miserable man, if you think that men have issues that make them miserable. You are going a completely wrong path. What the hell? Yeah. With that said, let's move on to the next comments here. Jean Russ's mental hacker said the promise of Islam and Tate is basically the same: to conquer, to traffic in human beings, and to promise much sex to its followers. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also only exclusive to men. The women are just objects, exactly as Islam preaches. This is also what Andrew Tate likes about Islam. That's why he converted to Islam. Death Culture again said, my mistake, he probably wasn't ex-Muslim, but an Arabic speaker. Oh, okay, I'll check it out. Orthodox, actually, I have his profile right here. Small team of keen interest, Christian apologetics, Islamic theology. I'll check it out. But thank you for letting me know. Shahin Vamanzad again said, AP already knew some Urdu because there are over 60% Persian, Arabic, and Turkic loanwords in Urdu, and the rest, 40%, is Indian, Prakrit, and Sanskrit. Fair enough. There was some big bashing of Urdu here. But yeah, probably. To be fair, in Turkish is full of loanwords from Arabic and Persian. I think especially Persian, and also a lot of European stuff. So it's all mixed. There's nothing pure anywhere to be found. That dream does not exist. I think I got all the super chats here. As everyone knows, I only read super chats. I don't read regular chats because I only care about those who pay money. I'm just kidding. I have read a lot of comments here that were not super chats. For example, this one. Question said, AP, can you just have a little dignity and maybe get a haircut? No. Yeah, still can't deny the predictions in the Quran. What are you talking about, man? I've had live debates about these. I've made posts about these. They're horrible. Plain Jane said, Apostate Prophet debate Vosh, Hasanabi, and Sneeko. I know about Vosh. I know that he's a socialist, no, anarchist, no, libertarian socialist, something to that effect, which is a dream system. And I don't know what my problem with him would be, what his problem with me would be. I don't know why I would debate any of these people. I think Sneeko recently became a Nazi nut job who is also now a total fan of Andrew Tate. And I think the guy is kind of an idiot. But yeah, maybe I could have a conversation with any of these people if possible. I would love to. Apostate Latina said, AB, can you look into some guy named Abdel Rauf Ben Khalifa who possesses people, become jinns to get them information about USA, COVID, and war, etc. What? I have to check that out. I have to check that out. I always wanted to talk to some guy who can do magic here. Definitely will do that. Elon is dangerous too with his brain chip. No, it's not the brain chip thing that is dangerous about Elon. I think I would totally appreciate a future where I can have an implant which will make it possible for me to stay connected to the internet and to take notes through brain activity all day long and to watch things in my brain and to call people through that. I think that's the least problematic thing about Elon Musk right now. I know many people who hear me say this think, what? But yes, that's what I think. I think that's the next step. And of course, I believe in forcing everyone to also get those implants. I'm just kidding. That's what you think when somebody says brain chips. I think of putting Doritos chips in your brain. Jean Rosses said your tequila is really sophisticated. Nice sarcasm. Thank you. Apostate Prophet, would you ever debate with T-Jump? Why would I debate with T-Jump? I don't know. What would I? I would totally do it. Yes. AP, do you know Ahmed ex-Muslim? I do not sure. Maybe I do. M-Phone said, the same person again. Stop it. I don't care. You're a cool dude, Ridwan. Thank you. I appreciated the good voice. Some people say so. I know. Some people say so. I recently learned to just take compliments instead of dismissing them, because dismissing compliments or downplaying them feels like actually the opposite of what you're trying to do. It is, I don't know why I'm talking like this right now. The terrible YouTuber, I think I'm tired. I think your hair is cool. I don't think so, but I won't get a haircut either. So that's that. I just don't care. Your ponytail looks good. Thank you. What a joke. Why are you reading insults? Just read what I said. I'm not going to read what did you say? I like insults more. They actually contribute to this conversation. But what did you say, humble servant? I can't find it. Did you raise an objection? Did you ask a question? Are you an actual Muslim? Did you challenge me on something? Let me find it. The humble servant who said lies. This is a very interesting comment. I have to make a note about this and get back to it once I have a sufficient answer. But did you also say anything else? I can't find anything. Please, if you did say something very sophisticated, repeat it, because I cannot find it right now. Somebody said, we are here, AP. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. There can only be one. Will you have a call-in show? I had those a while ago. I could get back to that at some point. They just give me a little bit of stress and anxiety for different reasons. I kind of try to make a step back and seclude myself from the online interactions and debates and all of that, and I'm trying to just approach everything more slowly once again, and want to put my mind to avoiding online, fights, beefs with people, and all of that. I think I got dragged into all of that that mud too much before. Jean Rousseau said, people talk about Elon's rockets while Muhammad flew on a donkey. On a half donkey, half mule. Muslims resolved rocket science 1,400 years ago. Wake up, Jeff Bezos. Exactly, man. Thank you. This is very good. Very good. Feed us wisdom, AP. I'm so focused on the whole Andrew Tate thing. At first, I thought this said "feed us women, AP." I thought this was a plea to help young, desperate men find women to have sex with and dump, as the great hero Top G Andrew Tate does, because he's so amazing. Wow, man, what a world. Wisdom, yeah, okay, thank you. Rapcom said Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Oh, that's good. Adam, yes. Okay, I think I'll go. I could stay here forever, but I think I'll go. Somebody said, don't forget the flying rock he stepped on. Plain Jane's, I don't know why Plain Jane is still commenting here, but Plain Jane said, Ilm al-Rijal is enough to debunk your lies. Why would Ilm al-Rijal debunk my... Ilm al-Rijal is a genre of books, of Islamic hadith studies books, that is focused on analyzing the transmitters of hadith, of reports, traditions about Muhammad, and to look into their those people's lives and authenticity in order to establish their authenticity and all that. But what does it have to do with me? I feel like you're just trolling me at this point, and I'm wasting my time here. Good enough. Tim Chapman said, that's deep. I have no idea what this is about, but I appreciate it anyway. I think so. I think it's deep too. Very, very much. It's very deep, man. Jean Russis said, it's fine to marry 6-year-olds because back then times were different. Also, everything that Muhammad says still applies today because times don't change. Well put. Rora said, bye, Redvan, you do well. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm glad to be back, everyone. I'm glad to engage with everybody again, once again, to communicate with everyone, to have live streams again, and I shall publish videos again. I'm happy to be back. This is nice. I love the community. I appreciate everyone. Thanks for being here, especially those who stayed here after David Wood and Nuriyah left. All the others, I don't care about them. They can go. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be back and hope for much more work and fun together. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and Happy New Year. And as always, stay away from Islam and stay away from Andrew Tate. See ya.